everybody, and welcome to an episode of Machtails from the Cantina Live, show number 15. We have a fun show for you guys tonight. Usually we talk about past accomplishments or favorite Star Wars movies from the past, but tonight we're going to be talking about some new stuff. Star Wars Celebration 10, some predictions, some things we're excited about. We're going to talk about Obi Wan Kenobi. We're going to talk about a lot of really fun stuff. Thanks for joining us tonight. I am not in front of a live audience, but I will be during Celebration, and I'll tell you all about that later on in the show. I want to thank you for the Patreon members for their support. Right now, we have the Bad Guy Tin. Remember, that's the drinking word of the night. And this is a show for 21 and over. So if you're underage, you could still listen. But remember, drink responsibly for you guys that are 21 and over. Then I got the names of the Patreon members. You got to be tuning in live, and you'll win a cool surprise. Cool prize. That is a surprise. All right. The show, drinking word of the night, tonight is guests. Yes, we have a lot of guests on tonight's show. Some we're not sure if they're going to make it because they have very busy schedules. But I do have a very special guest tonight. He is a Patreon supporter number one. He was my first Patreon supporter. It is his birthday tonight. You guys have seen him on the baseball postseason episodes that we did back in October. I want to bring my good friend Andy from Miami, Andy Saavedra. I got that last name right, I'm sure, at this time. Happy birthday, brother. Thanks for joining, man.
Thank you, brother. Cheers. Hi, everybody.
Hey, I wanted to have you on not only to ask you what you're drinking and what your plans are for tonight, because it is your birthday.
I'm dry tonight because I got to work tomorrow. So tomorrow's a different story. Tomorrow I got Sunday off, so tomorrow night after work.
That's when you celebrate your birthday. Now, exactly. There's this guy in Chicago on WGN Radio. His name is John Williams, not to be confused with the composer, of course. But John Williams had said, these young guys, these millennials, they have these birthday months. I'm a huge birthday guy. And for you, it's obviously not just today. Is it the month? Is it the weekend of your birthday? How often do you celebrate? What's the time frame you celebrate your birthday?
That's just for today. Tomorrow is just another day. It doesn't.
Tomorrow, okay. So you're not a birthday slut like myself.
No, just get the chance. I'll celebrate tomorrow because today I work, so it's all washed out today. So I'll celebrate it tomorrow, drink, and don't remember anything on Sunday.
That sounds like another Saturday for you.
Pretty much, yeah.
Patreon member John Zancanaro says happy birthday.
Thank you, John.
Looking forward to spending some time with John out in Anaheim. So I wanted to have you on the show because we're talking about predictions tonight. You're a huge baseball guy. If you don't mind, quickly, can you run down, and I want you to save this. If you wrote it down, I want you to save this, put it in an envelope. I want you to run down your baseball predictions in the NL and the AL Central, and then we're going to get on to Star Wars.
All right. So for the AL East, probably going to be a Boston Dan fan, so I'm going to go with the Red Sox coming out of the East. The Central, I got the White Sox, and the West, I got the Astros. And this year, it's what, 2 wild cards? If I remember.
Yeah, at least.
So the 2 wild cards, I'm probably going to go with the Rays as one of them. And I know Tyler's not going to like it, but I'm going to go with the Twins as the other one.
Okay. All right. Well, but Tyler's got you covered because, you
go with the White Sox.
Yeah, the White Sox. And then the NL Central.
For the NL, I got the Braves coming out of the East. I got the Brewers coming out of the Central, and I'll get the Dodgers coming out of the West. And then for the wild cards, I got the Giants and probably the Phillies.
All right, man. Make sure you seal that in an envelope. Hey, happy birthday, and don't go too crazy tomorrow. But have a good weekend, man. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much. One of my guests, my next guest on the show, I'm very honored he's here again. He's been here a handful of times. Would you please welcome to the show my old friend and the man that made sure that Celebration started off in the first place, Dan Madsen.
Chris Mock, how are you?
How are you, my friend?
How are you?
I am good. I'm good. It's always
Good.
good to see you. Hey, I am getting so excited about Star Wars Celebration that I decided to do a live show based on it 2 months beforehand. That sounds like Winston in the background.
That's Baguette, who has made appearances, I think, on your show.
Baguette, Baguette. For some reason, I thought it
Baguette,
was
the French bulldog.
the French bulldog. Yes, yes. So, Dan, you've been to several celebrations.
Yep.
When you've been to the celebrations, what do you go as a fan? Because I know you're involved.
I definitely go as a fan. Last year, I was, hey, stop that. Sorry. This is a live show, so you're just going to have to deal with that.
Hey, we love dogs, though. We love dogs and Machtails, for sure.
I usually go as just a guest, and as a fan, I should say. And then I'm a panelist this year, and there's some other special stuff that I'm doing while I'm there. So hopefully.
So your panel was confirmed.
Yes, it was confirmed. I can't say anything about it yet, but it was confirmed.
That's awesome, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
It's almost like breaking news, mocktail exclusive that Dan Madsen has a panel at Celebration.
Yeah, well, I'm on a panel. It's not my panel, but I'm on a panel with some other very distinguished guests.
That is great. It's exciting to hear that. Dan, of course, you were part of mine and Courtney's panel back at Celebration 4. Dan, before I let you go, aside from Celebration 1, what would you say your favorite celebration has been up until this point?
Oh, my gosh. Well, the first one was when you have to oversee something of that scope and size, and then you've got the weather issues that come on top of that. It made it, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. But when it comes to my enjoyment, I really enjoyed the Chicago celebration. I enjoyed seeing a lot of my old friends, hanging out with you guys, going to dinner. I have a special place in my heart for Chicago, and that's primarily because of the friends I have there, like you. And
you were with Rob, I know you guys.
Yep. And my buddy Rob DeSlongchamps was able to join us, and so it made it very special. I would have to say we got to hang with Anthony Daniels and Warwick and his wife and family, and I have to say that's probably holds a very special spot in my heart.
Well, I hope the Celebration in Anaheim is at least up there. I know it's very, very hard to predict. I know it's very hard to repeat something that was so good. Celebration 1 and Chicago were definitely on the top of the list. But Dan, I'm looking forward to seeing you out in Anaheim, brother. Thank you so much for your time on the show tonight.
Count on it, Chris. I look forward to seeing you.
All right, we'll definitely do dinner. Take care, man.
Amen, brother.
Amen. See you then. My next guest on the show. This is a very, very man. This show is off. We are on fire right now. My next guest is Courtney Macht, my sister, who has made minimal appearances on the show. But we've been lucky enough to get her away from her busy family. I'm actually seeing her tomorrow. Court, how's your Friday going?
Hey, cheers. It's going good. I was trying to unmute, but I didn't want to interrupt Dan. I was like, hey, it's Dan. I was doing so long.
I could have brought you on. I was juggling. I'm like, what if Dan and Courtney, the people with the two busiest schedules, show up at the same time? And sure enough, you did.
How cool. How cool is that? It's so cool to see him.
It's always so good to see him. I wanted to reach out to you like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, dude, what would it take for me to get you out to Celebration in California in May?
That's tough.
It's tough for you to get on the Zoom chat live show.
It is. It's tough. I'm working. I'm traveling for work because everyone's back in the office, but I'm also traveling once a month. So I'm leaving the state. And then I'm going to school full time.
Yeah, you're busy. And you got 4
And I got my 4 kids. Yeah.
Like I said, I know what it is to have you on the show, and I cannot thank you enough. I wanted to have you on the show because this is International Women's History Month. I need the female representation on the show. We do a little thing on Mocktails from the Cantina that is heavily inspired by Stephen Colbert. This is called the Mind Probe Questionnaire. I have come up with some questions along with some stormtroopers and Death Star technicians to formulate some things that would help me even get to know you a little bit more. So these are questions that I don't even know the answers to. Are you ready to take that deep dive and be more known?
Sure. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Hey, Antonio from New Jersey says, Chud, I can't believe it's happening. Courtney is real. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for supporting us on Patreon. Court, okay, your favorite celebration?
Celebration Europe.
Oh, Celebration Europe. That was a quick answer. Celebration.
Oh, was there more to that question?
No.
I know this is like one of those rapid fire things, but even if it wasn't, I don't need time to think about that. Celebration Europe. Yeah. So technically, you went to 2, 3, 4, and Europe. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And I don't know if I filled you in on this, but the VIP treatment that we got at Celebration 4, that was the last time they did that. This year's VIP is $900 a ticket.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I reminisce about Celebration 4 a lot. The last Star Wars thing that you purchased or that you received, whichever came last.
Well, I mean, I have 4 kids, so we do purchase a lot. So is this for me or for my kids?
I would say for you.
Okay. The last thing that I purchased for myself
or received as a gift.
Or received. Gosh, it's actually been a while since I've gotten it. I would say it was probably any of my merchandise from Celebration Europe, actually.
So you don't have a big, I obviously know that you don't have a big collection like mine.
I mean, I don't have a big collection. I do have a collection. I do have 2 very large boxes of things that I get told, what are we doing with all this Star Wars stuff? So you know what? For all the dudes out there that say, oh, my wife tells me I gotta clean up the basement because my Star Wars stuff. Hey, I get it too from my husband. He's like, what are we doing with these 2 boxes of Star Wars things? So I think that goes
the other end of it, right?
Yeah, what are we doing with these Star Wars? And then my kids are like, what? Toys? I'm like, nobody's touching the things in this box. Nobody touches anything. But I would say after Celebration Europe, I didn't purchase stuff because that's right like when I got married and started having kids, and I just kind of squirreled my stuff away. Yeah. And I never really did collectibles. I was always about souvenirs of the moment. So I loved all the Celebration stores and getting things from like the event. Like I love my magnets on the fridge and something that kind of connects you to the experience itself rather than hunting for something. But sorry, I don't want to interrupt if you're going to ask me what my favorite Star Wars thing is that I have.
What is your favorite Star Wars thing in the collection?
It is my Tauntaun.
That Tauntaun that I got you.
Yes. That thing is amazing. I love it. My kids love it. It's like it still gets played with all the time. I'm like, this Tauntaun is super cool.
Do you remember having that around as a kid? Because I had that for Christmas.
Oh yeah, for sure. And, it's a cool toy.
Yeah, it was funny. I told this story before, but so Court and I were sitting at Celebration 2. It was the fan film videos, and they did the Christmas Tauntauns, and I bought the Tauntaun and the Millennium Falcon. What is your favorite concert that you've ever been to? That number 1 concert?
Oh God, I just got asked this for work. My favorite concert that I've ever been to. I have so many. It's a toss-up. I don't want to take the easy way out, but obviously my first concert, Guns N' Roses, 92. We slept out for tickets at Rose Records. We got 13th row center. Smashing Pumpkins opened for them, and nobody at the time knew who Smashing Pumpkins was.
Except us.
Except for us. We did like them, and so that was cool, but I remember them getting booed, and that was a weird experience.
Yeah.
But it was a cool concert. It was awesome. It was right when Guns N' Roses came out with Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. And it was sort of when that the 80s hair band genre started to flip, right before grunge and right before Nirvana made their, big entrance into the music scene.
Right.
But I feel like Guns N' Roses really was changing the way that they were doing music, and they started that. So that's definitely one of them. And my other contender, just because it was such a great show, is I saw Black Crowes and Tom Petty play together in Chicago. And the energy of those two artists was really cool. It was a great show. And at the end, they came out and they were jamming together. And that was also an awesome show.
I'm sure there was a good smell in the air at that show. Specifically, Tom Petty and the Black Crowes.
That was a cool show.
What's your favorite Star Wars? You got only one. I'm gonna limit it to one. Your favorite female Star Wars character?
Jyn Erso.
Yeah, and you and you had said that Rogue One is your favorite film, and you answered that so fast that it's a cool thing that me and you still share, even though we don't hang out at Star Wars celebrations together anymore. I know you're a big cook when you have time. I don't know how you find time to do that, but who is your go-to celebrity chef cookbook?
Well, right now she's not a celebrity, but I'm really into Half Baked Harvest. She's got a lot of cookbooks, and I think she got to start kind of with her Instagram, but her cookbooks are awesome. But as far as like somebody who would be considered celebrity status, Bobby Flay.
Bobby Flay, yes. My favorite as well. Aside from mom's cooking, who is your favorite cook? Like person, that cooks for you?
Angel.
Angel's that's Angry Mike's sister. She's a damn good cook.
She's a damn good cook. I actually just had dinner at her house not too long ago, and Ben was out of town, and she's like, "Do you want to come over for dinner?" I was like, "Yes, I absolutely do want to come over for dinner."
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I've always asked the guys, shag, marry, disintegrate. We're not going to play that game with you, but I would like to ask you the hottest guy in Star Wars.
In Star Wars.
Yeah, is it Harrison Ford? Is it Ewan McGregor? Is it Hayden Christensen?
No, it would probably have to be Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. Okay.
Final answer.
Favorite movie other than Star Wars? Do you have like a one movie where like, man, that's my number one flick?
I don't have like one flick that I go to and like, but I really, really, really have expanded into the Marvel universe. Oh
my God, you're a Marvel.
I have.
My friends are laughing at me right now because I've said F Marvel. It's all about Star Wars.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for that, but so my son Aaron was totally into the Black Panther, and I watched the Black Panther, and I had not seen any Marvel movies. And I watched the Black Panther, and I was like, this is such a good movie. Like, this feels good. Like, I loved the characters. I loved everything about that movie. And then I started to back into some of the movies. So watching, Infinity Wars and Endgame, and so I've definitely expanded into Marvel, and I dig it. I'm not quite onto the whole Spider-Man scene, but Infinity Wars, Endgame, Captain Marvel, they have such a good message. I really enjoy. I've expanded into the Marvel universe for sure. I'm a huge fan.
Because you're a big fan, I will soften my dislike on Marvel.
I think it depends how you come into it, quite honestly. I feel like when you come into Star Wars and you first see, New Hope, it's like, whoa, this is so amazing. And like the story really hits you emotionally from the beginning. And I think that's the difference between the two. Where Marvel, when you first if you jumped into it more in of a chronological order of how they were released, it's definitely more of an action flick feel. But when you hit some of those emotional movies like Infinity Wars, Endgame, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, and then you back into them and you kind of understand the characters, for me, it was a better way to experience and appreciate the Marvel universe for sure.
Yeah, I will look at it with different eyes now. Red wine or vodka?
I'm drinking vodka tonight. I don't. You know what? I don't discriminate. I don't.
You don't discriminate. What scares you the most?
Anything that has to do with my kids.
And amen to that.
Anything.
Anything. Even the good stuff.
When they walk home from school, I'm afraid. Like, are they? Yeah, they better get home from school okay. It's 3 blocks. Like, that makes me afraid. I've never been that kind of person. I'm super adventurous. So
but kids do that to you. They change you, you know?
They really do. They make you look at everything differently for sure. But I would say the scariest thing for me with my kids is, let me clean up my language because we're live, is that damn trampoline in my backyard. That thing scares the living out of me. They love it. Everyone loves it, but we've already had one broken bone because of it. I hate that thing.
You don't want a fatality. You don't want a fatality.
I don't want anything. I hope the wind blows that bad boy away one day.
So I know you love to travel for work. Window or aisle seat?
Always the aisle, because I like to feel like I can be free to use the restroom and not bug anybody if they're snoozing. Definitely aisle seat.
Where's the one place that's on your bucket list in the United States that you would like to go?
In the United States, where I'd like to go that I haven't been before, probably it'd go like East Coast, Maine.
East Coast, yeah, Maine is awesome. Maine is awesome. One song to listen to. You have one song to listen to for the rest of your life. What is it?
Really? The rest of my life?
The rest of your life. One song. You're probably not going to like it the 100th time through anymore. But
oh, man. God, that's a really rough question.
Or album. How about album? I'll broaden the horizon. How about album?
Ooh. I'm going to have to go Dave Matthews, Under the Table and Dreaming.
Dave Matthews. I know you're a huge, huge Dave Matthews fan. The last question that I have for you, describe the rest of your life in 5 words.
The rest of my life in 5 words.
Yeah, the rest of your life. From here on out, the rest of your life.
Okay. Healthy. Happy. Balanced. Successful. And loved.
And loved. Loved like you want to be loved.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's all. Hey, Court, you feel known?
Yeah, that was hard. That was harder than I thought it would be.
I feel like I did my preparation, but I also feel like I learned a lot about you. A lot about you. Hey, I love you.
Love you too. I'm going to ask you a question really quick before you go to your next guest.
Yes.
What was the most surprising thing about all of those?
The most surprising thing about all of those? Probably surprising thing. Man, you know what? Marvel was the most surprising.
All right, good. We got something to talk about tomorrow. Not that we wouldn't have had anything to talk about.
Yeah, because I want to talk about Spider-Man and Batman because I do love those 2 franchises.
Okay.
All right, hey, I'll see you tomorrow for the party.
And, thanks for having me on.
Hey, love you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Love you.
All right. I do not want to keep my producer, Todd Sedlak, waiting any longer. Man, I have these butterflies. When I performed live in concert, I would always get so amped up, and I feel like the butterflies have died in my stomach at this point. We had Dan Manson on tonight, we had my sister on tonight. Still have a couple more guests on the show. Still have some really, really great content as well. But it's time for some fun and games with my producer, Suds, Todd Sedlake. Todd, how you doing tonight, man?
Very good, Chris. How are you doing?
I am doing really, really well, man. It is a great night. Happy Friday to you.
Yes, indeed. Happy Friday.
Aloha to you. I love the shirt. I love the
Thank you.
bottle there.
I wore it just for you because of
You
your
know I'm a
love of
big aloha
Hawaii, and
guy.
it's got a tropical theme to it.
Tropical. You know what? I put my tiki glasses on my top shelf down here. Hey, Todd, I cannot wait for you to come back to the Wampa Cave because after you had left,
Yeah.
Tyler has seen a little bit of the progress, and I share some of this on the Patreon segment inside the Wampa Cave.
Tyler has seen some of it and
help me move some
cabinets
cases down
for
here.
you. Yeah.
Tyler's getting his workout. So I went to the Patreon page today, and I was looking at, because I have not tweaked that thing until I launched it, and you joined us at the end of last year, and I'm like, man, what did I promise these people that they're not getting? And and it looks like I got a shirt ordered for you. It looks like you got to have 4 months of support, so you're getting your shirt early. But one of the things I don't want you to miss out on is the games, like Game Time. We miss the regular YouTube shows. They're a pain in the ass to edit. They take so long. So Rich Brendel is booing. Kello, he's booing you, Todd, but he said, "Kidding, we love Todd. We love it."
It's okay. He's from Wisconsin. We'll allow him to throw stones. It's okay.
I was thinking about this too. To backtrack a little bit, I had my sister on, and I know that
she was awesome. By the way, it was really cool. But I am totally not surprised that she said her favorite Star Wars movie was Rogue One. Did you pay her to say that or something like that?
No, I did not. I did not. But I mean, she answered it so quickly too. Like favorite character, Jyn Erso, and it's funny because Jyn Erso reminds me of an older version of my sister's daughter, my niece. So it's like it's kind of like a fan. Like Alfie's like, oh, Jyn Erso, she's the hottest chick. It's like, no, Jyn Erso cannot be hot to me because she's family.
Right.
She's family. But I'm thinking my sister's on the show, and when we were promoting The Force Among Us, she would have a lot of guys talk to her. Yeah, Chip, my brother Chip up in Wisconsin, who won the prize in January. He says, hey, don't pick on us Wisconsinite. I know I spent a lot of time up in Wisconsin. It's kind of like my second state. But that was Todd that said that, not me.
Yeah, it was me. If send all hate mail to suds at Machtails from the Cantina.com.
But I'm thinking my sister was always getting these. She was with my brother-in-law. They weren't married yet, but she was getting all these guys coming up to her like, hey, this chick's making a Star Wars documentary. We want to get to know her. And I'm thinking, man, with those answers that she gave tonight, I think she's going to give a rebirth to her male fan base out there. I mean, she had some really, really clever answers. And, my sister's a great person, love her to death, was honored that she's made time to be on the show. I'm honored that you're a Patreon producer. And for those of you that are thinking about Patreon, you can also be a producer like Todd. Join the show, get an IMDb credit. I was telling my friend Brian Klein, it's not like the Wild West where they just give them out to everybody because IMDb is now regulated by Amazon. But Todd, let's get into the game. We haven't played this one in a long time.
Okay.
It's called Either Or. And you're going to say what you prefer over the other. Or read two names, you prefer the one. And if you want to elaborate on it, you can. If you want to rapid fire it, you can as well.
Okay.
Rose or Holdo?
Rose.
Empire or A New Hope?
Empire.
Okay, that's great. Mark Hamill just recently said that's his favorite movie. But you got knuckleheads like Sean Hines and my brother Jimmy Mack that say A New Hope is the best movie. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Okay, you want to make the argument it's better than Rogue One. Rogue One's always going to win, in my opinion. But Empire Strikes Back, my brother and I, Tyler Page, were out talking about Empire and Rogue One, and I'm like, man, I don't know, is Rogue One really a better movie than Empire? I can go either way on that. Quiet or loud?
Loud.
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 Bo-Katan or Jyn Erso?
Jyn Erso.
Sequels or prequels?
Ooh.
Oh, you're a sequel guy.
Well, no, wait, I'm caught myself there. Prequels.
Prequels. Now, okay, go back. Jyn Erso or Bo-Katan. You were going to elaborate on that.
Yeah, Jyn Erso. It's something about the accent that always kind of gets me. It's
It
the
gets
accent.
you warm and fuzzy inside.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's the calm and coolness. Now, Bo-Katan, for some of you that prefer Bo-Katan over Jyn Erso, maybe it's the red hair. I don't know.
I do like the red hair, but you put the two of them side by side, I'm going Jyn Erso all day, every day.
All right, let me ask you this: Bo-Katan or Mon Mothma from Rogue One?
Oh, Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan. Okay.
Bo-Katan, for sure.
I gotta go. Guinevere on that one. Book of Boba Fett or The Mandalorian?
The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. Favreau or Filoni?
Filoni.
Filoni. Now, are you a big Clone Wars guy?
Yeah. I was a big fan of the Clone Wars, and I also really liked the fact that while they were producing the Clone Wars, Filoni was working with Lucas, so he really learned at his feet, and as a fan, seeing a fellow fan, because Dave is a true fan. He's shown that time and time again. Just seeing a fan being so involved, and also now one of the biggest producers of new Star Wars content. I have to go with Filoni. I like Favreau too, but again, side by side, Dave Filoni.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. Filoni, Star Wars fan, was crafted by George, understood George's mission, where you have somebody like Favreau, very, very, very well established in Hollywood. He's done a lot of great things. He's been around a lot longer as a filmmaker than Filoni. He brings something different to the table. I don't know. Here's the question, right? And we can get into this all night, but we don't have that kind of time. Did Favreau's, the way that I saw it, especially in the credits, Favreau was more heavily involved in the Book of Boba Fett instead of Filoni. Filoni was more of a producer.
Right.
Do you think it would have been a lot more well received by the fans if Filoni was at the helm instead of Favreau?
No, because I think no, I think the issues that a lot of the fan base had with the Book of Boba Fett had a lot more to do with the headcanon that they've built up over the past past almost 4 decades.
Since 1979.
Since we first saw him on screen, and since we last saw him on screen when the original trilogy first came out. And I went into Book of Boba Fett just looking for cool Star Wars, and that's what I got.
Yeah, sure.
So I really didn't have any issues with the Book of Boba Fett. I even at first thought the fact that the one episode that everybody got so jazzed about, when Din Djarin came through that plastic curtain, the Mandalorian was the sole focus of that episode, and Boba Fett wasn't even in it, and that's the one people like the best. So I thought, maybe that's a problem for the series. But when you take it all together, from beginning to end, it 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 worked for me. I enjoyed it, and that's how I look at it.
I think that's a good way to look at it. Last question of either or: Cubs or
Mhm.
Twins? Cubs or Twins?
You're poking the Tyler Page bear right now,
You know, I
aren't
had
you?
to come up with something clever. I know you're a Sox fan. So I'm like, okay, you don't like the Cubs, but you don't like the Twinkies either because they've been your nemesis. They were a nemesis in 2008, even though you
Well,
guys got them in the blackout game.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not that I hate the Cubs. It's just that, if you put the Cubs and Sox side by side, I'm gonna pick the Sox. I'm not a huge baseball guy. Certainly not as big as Tyler is, but Cubs versus Twins, I got to go with the Cubs because they're a hometown team, and things from Minnesota. Sorry, Chris Ameren. You know, they make me scratch my head. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to get yet another state full of people mad at me.
Well, okay, so because you've been tuning into the content lately,
Uh huh.
if you would have talked to me, at the end of the last baseball season, you would have said I'm not as big of a baseball fan as Tyler or you, Chris.
Right. Yeah.
But because I've been kind of honest about, I'm like, I'm not ready for baseball yet because I'm pretty high on Star Wars right now, and I don't want to share the bed with another mistress.
Hmm.
So I'm like, I'm a huge baseball fan, but my Star Wars fandom right now, I have not felt like this in a long, long time. Like this is
No. Same.
pre-baseball Star Wars fandom I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and maybe that's why you said not as big as Tyler. All right, I'm going
Right.
to ramp up your time on the show before I bring on my next guest. Shag, Marry, Disintegrate. Shag, Marry, Disintegrate. This is a big one. We have not played this with you. We've played this with a lot of guests, especially on the YouTube episodes that you guys can watch for free on YouTube. And for more content, guys, please help the show out. Support us on Patreon. Todd, I'm gonna miss you in Anaheim, dude.
Yep. Yep.
How come you're not going?
Well, we have it just came down to cost, and I'm already committed to Nashville.
Yeah, I
So I'm
triple
gonna
C. It's easier to say
yeah, the
Nashville instead of
ICC
ICC.
the ICC con, or there's a lot of C's there.
There's a lot of
But
C.
yeah, so it's just from a cost perspective and everything, we did try swinging it the other day, but I'm new at my job and getting the time off, and
I see.
it's
Yeah.
it's
You don't want to take too much
yeah,
time
because
off.
I saw the tickets go on sale, and I thought, maybe I'll just get a 1-day ticket, go hang with the guys, and
Go out there for
no, I can't.
one day.
It's really boiling down to I can't take the time off because I'm less than a year, and I don't have any vacation time.
That makes sense. That is, starting a new job is always
Hmm.
always a challenge. All right, Shag, Marry, Disintegrate. We have correct me if I'm pronouncing these names incorrect. We're going to go on characters, not
Hmm.
person. So you're in the Star Wars universe. I remember
Okay.
you had said that designated driver question I asked you, or who you wanted to take home. I remember Hammerhead came up in the conversation.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
you're in the Star Wars world.
Okay.
Garza. Is it Garza? Garza Flip?
Oh, that's
The
the
Twi'lek?
Jennifer Beals
Yes,
from.
Jennifer Beals, the
Okay.
Twi'lek. Pelimoto. or Cara Dune. Shag, Marry,
Ooh.
Disintegrate.
Ooh. Hmm.
You don't want to
Well,
disintegrate Pelimoto, do you?
no, I don't know. No, I'm thinking based on the characters. I'm not going to go with how I feel about the actresses. So, for Shag, Cara Dune, for sure, for sure. Definitely wouldn't want to marry her because I think that would be a bit of a crazy, you know what show. But shag, a one night shag, sure, Cara Dune. Okay, so that leaves who now? Pelimoto and Garza, the Twi'lek. I'm gonna marry Garza. She's a businesswoman, you know, kind of an entrepreneur, and I like that. I married a woman that is very strong in business. She's a vice president, and that kind of appeals to me. So I would marry Garza, and you'll be happy to know I would disintegrate Pelimoto, but
Well, I
not
don't know.
before, but not before I asked her more about Jawa anatomy.
More about, yes, because she is into the oral
Mhm.
aspect when it comes to the sexual world, as you know.
Mhm.
Hey, last but not least, I lied. Well, one last question for you before we let
Okay.
you go. Number one favorite female character in the Star Wars universe, and
It's
it can
gotta
only
be
be
it
one.
it's gotta be Princess Leia.
Princess, I love it. You're
Yep.
like my sister. You answer that
Mhm.
so quickly. You
Mhm.
already know that. Todd, thank you
Mhm.
for being a producer, and I look forward to having
You're
some
very
drinks with
welcome.
you in person. And thank you for your time. As always, we will catch you on the next show.
Yep.
Be well, be safe, my friend. Okay, before I wake up my next guest, who is in the green room, and he wishes he was a producer on Mocktails from the Cantina. I do want to share my predictions with you guys. I was debating: do I share the predictions? Okay, these are not baseball predictions. I'm not going that deep. Celebration 10, Roman numeral X. I'm going to share these with you. Tyler, you let me know how you feel about these, okay? Ewan McGregor. Shit, that's the IPA talking. Ewan McGregor, Pedro, or Diego Luna will all show. All three of them will show. Mocktails from the Patreon. Mocktails from the Patreon. Mocktails from the Cantina Patreon numbers will go up at least 10. At least 10. That's a low ask. I'm spending a lot of money on swag to give away to promote the show out there. Someone parties so hard at the rental house that I was going to say that they throw up, but I'm going to say that they miss celebration that day from a hangover. So, Tyler, are these on to, am I onto something here?
I think so. I think if you get, you said Pedro, Diego, and Ewan, right?
Yeah.
I think you get all three of those guys at Celebration. You're pretty lucky. I think you get two out of the three.
Okay.
I just think there's too much going on there. Those are some big names, three
And if
big
those guys
names.
get announced, that could be like a really nice celebration.
Oh my God. If they did that, it'd be a knockout of the park. But right now, Celebrations, all they got are the same people that ICC Con's got, and ICC Con had them first. So it's kind of like,
That's a good point. That is yes. The announcement that they've made. By the way, I'm going to talk to my buddy Sean Hines about this. I am stoked about official picks, but yes, it's a carbon copy from Nashville.
Yeah. So
let me ask you this: how many Patreon members do you think will increase by from Celebration? I know you're a big supporter of the show, and you're like, dude, Celebration's going to be huge for you. I'm just going at 10. That's a low number.
Yeah, I think 10 is a low number. I can't remember what it's called in the marketing world because I'm not a marketer, but when you convert someone, right, and how you convert them, it's all analyzed
percentage wise.
Yeah, and where it comes from. I think you're going to get a big spread of exposure from Celebration, and then you'll get a decent amount at first, and people will still trickle in. You get back, you open up the coaster you picked up from that random bar. Well, what is this Mocktails thing? And it'll take some time, but it'll come.
Okay, so you're thinking it's going to take a little bit of time, They're not just gonna bam right then and there. We do the live show, bam right then and there.
Get a little bit of flow there, yeah, for sure. But
a little bit of flow.
Yeah.
Do you agree with somebody parties so hard that they miss Celebration?
Yeah, I think they're gonna vomit and miss Celebration.
Okay, that was my original pick.
Yeah,
vomit and miss Celebration. Celebration is announced at Celebration. Celebration 11 will happen next year in Orlando.
I'm not sure. I would think probably, but
I'm standing strong by that.
I just don't know about next year. It probably will happen. I kind of don't want it to happen. I like the breathing room, when you have a couple of years, but yeah.
Last but not least, I don't want to put any pressure on this, and I do want to chat about you with this a little bit. Some people buy me drinks on my birthday.
Come on.
People buy me and you laugh.
You're not going to buy a drink yourself on your birthday. Everyone's going to be. If you're buying a drink for yourself on the birthday, then it's probably an issue,
I love you, man. I love you. I love you for that. I love you. You're not laughing at me. You were laughing at the fact that I even had that.
Yeah. No, of course. Come on, man. It's going to be a great night. We're going to be at RFR. It's going to be wild.
There is so much happening on May 25th. It is silly. I am a birthday slut, as you guys know. I'm going to be so amped up from Star Wars, my birthday. Last time I was at a birthday celebration I was with my sister out in Los Angeles. So we will, you know what? I want to bring Tyler, if you don't mind bringing on my last guest of the evening, and bring up that list too. I want to go through that list because my buddy Sean is a part of that list. Unfortunately, the same night as RFR is. There's so much happening on May 25th. Sean, sorry to make you wait so long, brother, but you've been on the show every single episode.
I ain't worried about it. It's all good, brother, man. But let me tell you something, Slappy. You gotta, as long as we've known each other, you really don't pay attention to a lot of details about me. First, you thought I was all about Marvel, and I'm not. I told you I was about DC. Then you're telling them New Hope was my favorite when I've said over and over and over again, Empire has always been my favorite. So
okay.
And you want to talk about knucklehead? You're the knucklehead you're the knucklehead who wants to put Rogue One over above anything that is related to the Holy Trinity trilogy, for crying out loud.
I tell you, man. So you okay? I do listen to you, but I had you misunderstood. Empire over A New Hope, and man. Okay, DC over Marvel. Called out. Yes, Jonathan Canaro is right. I was called out by my other brother, different mother, Sean Hines. Sean, I love you, man. Thank you for your time as always.
Oh, of course. Anytime, brother, man. Cheers.
You know what? Hey, cheers to you, man. I wonder, I want it fully documented. It is fully documented because it is live and these are all archived through YouTube. Okay, so hey, Sean, let's go through this list. I'm excited about Celebration. I know you are.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
You and I have been to all the U.S. ones.
Yes, veteran.
I'm one up on you because I got the Celebration Europe with my sister. Okay,
that's okay.
Now, my friends before the show had mentioned that you guys are listed as number one. Now, this is not your event, but this is an event. For those of you that don't know, and by the way, I got to plug your brother, dude. Your brother, Robert Hines, he contributes his music to Machtails. All the music that you hear on the YouTube episodes and the podcast episodes, that is my brother, Robert Hines. He is playing live tomorrow.
Tomorrow night. Come on.
And I felt so bad that I could not make it, but it's my niece's birthday tomorrow. The party starts late because that's how the Machs roll. And I told Robert, I'm like, I can't make the show, man. He's like, don't worry about it. I'm going to be at his show in June for sure.
All right.
I have at least a good reason. Family always. I miss spending time with them. I got to go over to my niece's birthday.
Well, if anybody's wanting to check it out, it's a good time. It's a good show. You hear lots of the songs that you might have heard in any of Chris's projects there.
And it's at a brewery. Metal Monkey.
Metal Monkey Brewery. Yes. Check it out. Be
So,
there.
Sean, like your brother, you have some musical talent, but your talent is karaoke.
Yeah. Mine is more like the delusions of grandeur of talent. That's basically what it boils down to. My brother's the real talent in this family.
He's the real talented musician, but you like to have fun. So we got the Bunta Eve Classic. That's happening. That's free. There's a lot of great Star Wars actors appearing at that. Rebel Force Radio is also happening on that. The tickets go on sale to the public tomorrow. The Rooftop Bash. I did get a ticket. I will admit, and it's documented, I was not invited as a guest this time. It was my time to pay because I've been to all of them for free.
Tell you a little bit about the Bunta Eve event. It started out. It was originally called Force Cella. All right, and like you said, there's going to be some celebrity guests there signing, taking photo ops from the Ewok Adventures, from Ewoks from Return of the Jedi, some Jawas from the Mandalorian. They're all going to be there. Dominic Pace, Gecko's going to be there. And that's from like 4 to 8. And then after 8, once 8 o'clock starts, we got something called Alderaan Idol, which is what the karaoke contest.
The karaoke starts at 8, but I do want to correct this post. This post, the time is 7 p.m. This will help me out because I'm going to do a double dip. I'm going to go to this event first because it starts at 4. I want to get some autographs. But it says it starts at 7.
And if you like the Mandalorian, like I have on my shirt here,
he will be there.
He will be performing that night.
Maybe Wistock will be at that event. It's at Biggs Bar and Grill. I will be there, but I will not be there after 6 p.m. because I will be at the Rebel Force Radio Rooftop Bash, which is always Rebel Force Radio parties are always good, but the ones in California are especially good. We had shot the real fans of the saga at Anaheim at the Rebel Force Radio party in 2015. That was their first big party. In my opinion, that was probably better than Reggie's. Maybe because I was filming. It was more. People were more. They were more mingling, if you will, more mingling. But this thing has Disneyland fireworks, rooftop view, and there's going to be food. As you guys know, I did not eat enough food at Reggie's. And I was so hungover that I missed half a celebration the next day.
I'll tell you, I was so bummed to hear that the RFR party was the same night as the karaoke thing that I always go to. This is the third time we're doing it. I was so bummed because if you get the chance to go to an RFR bash, you have to go. It is definitely the place to be before celebration.
Yeah,
or during.
It does sell out every year. It does sell out every year. I think both events are great. I think you can. You know what, too? The Rebel Force Radio Bash ends, I believe, at 11. Hey, brother Brian Klein is chiming in. Patreon supporter and friend of a long time. Thank you so much, Brian, for tuning in. Brian is a big Marvel guy. I think now I would think I'm getting you mixed up with Brian, Sean, because Brian is a Marvel.
Hey, whatever excuse you want to come up with, that's fine.
Okay.
However you want to backpedal, that's okay.
So now we got Swag and Bowl. Swag and Bowl, it sounds like a bowling event, but they don't mention any bowling on there. But what I do like about this event is it is a fundraiser. Yes. Okay, so we got one free event, one ticketed event, one fundraiser. There's a lot of places where your money can go that night. Swag is great.
This Brett Isaac runs this group, the Swag Crew, and he's the one that's
celebration this year.
They got rejected for a table, but so did a lot of people. But this event here, like I said, they do a lot of good raising money for charity, and they have a treasure chest that is one of the prizes from all the donations, and basically, it's people who love to make swag and pass out celebration. Though that swag gets donated and put in this giant treasure chest, and it just is filled with all of this swag that people have made. and it'll all go to one person at the end of this. I think at the end of Civilization, they do a raffle or a drawing.
All go to one person, so you don't have to worry about roaming the floor trading with people.
If you want to roll the dice and try to win that treasure chest, that's this Swag and Ball. And then, of course, if you're at the Swag and Ball event, there'll be plenty of people there giving out swag during the event, just besides, raising money for charity.
Now, unfortunately, I can't triple dip. There's never been a triple header in baseball. And there's not enough time in the day. There's not enough time in the day to fit 3 events in. But this event is a great, great event. So if RFR is sold out, karaoke is not your thing, but you're into this swag trading and bowl. I'm assuming this is at a bowling alley. I would think this is at a bowling alley.
Yes.
So, and I love bowling. Big Lebowski, one of my favorite movies. I have several bowling shirts as well. One from Celebration. That was a Celebration exclusive. Boston Dan, I'm giving away swag. So is Sean. So am I. So we can all swap at the house. We can have our own swaporama at the house. 3 events to choose from on May 25th. If I end up at all 3 of those events, and I'll never make it back to the home, and I'll never make it back to Celebration the next day.
You'll be the one getting plastered and not making it the next day.
Star Wars podcast meetup. There are a lot of podcast shows out there, but I'm going to tell you, number 1, Rebel Force Radio.
Absolutely.
Number 2, you got to join Machtails from the Cantina Patreon exclusive for that. I got to plug my own show. I'm sorry about that. A lot of great shows listed on there. I will not be at this event on Thursday, May 26th. I'm going to be hanging out with my brothers at the rental house. This seems to be more of a podcast social gathering. And I'm on the blacklist for that because I drink on the show. I cuss on the show. It's a Patreon exclusive. It's not for me.
So you're not the family-friendly Disney vibe that they want at the podcast?
I am not, no. And thank God I have not received cease and desist letters. Maybe after Celebration, my Patreon numbers will increase, and I'll also receive cease and desist. Droid Builders Dinner, if you're into that sort of thing, I would think that this event pertains to people that are building droids.
Yeah.
People that are building droids. Buca de Beppo. Funny thing, I worked for an Italian guy right off the boat. Greatest Italian restaurant that I ever ate at. He said, Buca de Beppo. He went like this. Tyler knows what that means in Italian. He said, that means the whole of Joe. The whole of Joe. Buca de Beppo, not a big fan of the restaurant, but I'm sure at Droid Builders Dinner, they do some great things. Maybe you can attend that if you're looking for something to do. That's probably on this list. That's probably like the least interesting thing.
Well, if you want a meatball the size of a softball, Buca de Beppo is where you want to go.
A meatball the size of a softball. This one is a huge one. I am going to this hands down. We'll show some bobbleheads. Star Wars, the MLB is doing. They're doing the Oshanti bobblehead, the Phenom pitcher hitter. Doing Obi-Wan Kenobi, I believe it is. I recommend anybody going to this thing. Anybody that loves baseball, anybody that loves bobbleheads, this is where you want to be Friday night. There is nothing else going on. Let's sell out Angel Stadium. Joe Madden's Angels. I'm going to be rude. I got an Angels hat. I'm going to wear it to that game. I think we got a bobblehead coming up for that. Bobblehead picture. There you go. That's it. I can add that to my massive collection. I was going to count them today, but I think I got 100 different bobbleheads, MLB bobbleheads. Sean, don't sell yours on eBay, dude. You got to put that in your collection. That's a cool piece.
It's not the White Sox. It's not Chicago.
No. Oh, we will get into that. We will get into that after this list. So going back to the list, Angels game. It's the only one on Friday. 2 events to choose from on Thursday. May 25th is where the shit is going to hit the fan. There's a lot going on. Okay, now you got to double. You got to double. Not a double dip, but Saturday night you got Hop Wars. This guy, become friends with this guy on Facebook. He loves music, baseball, Star Wars, and beer. He's right up my alley.
Are you sure he's not your long lost twin?
He might be. He's a San Francisco Giants fan. They're my third favorite team. But he's got this podcast show. He's not even really promoting his podcast here. But he's got craft beer lovers, come wind down at Rad Beer Company with like-minded Star Wars fans, prizes, exclusives, and delicious foods. They're going to have food trucks out there. Star Wars gear to gain entry. It's not going to take much to get into this party, and I think it's going to be very, very well attended. I might make an appearance on this guy's show. He's going to make an appearance on mine. Looking forward to doing that. Last but not least, Joey. Joey is the guy. Yeah, John knows Joey. I'm sure John listens to
Joey. Joe. Everybody knows Joe.
Everybody knows Joey. That's what I'm excited about. I know it was I did not reveal this really in public to anybody, but we were denied. I was denied 2 panels. I've been denied since Celebration 4 after I was invited as a VIP guest. They're like, Chris Mock, we're done with you. So I reached out. I wanted to do a live show. So bad. I'm like, I was filling out the podcast form on Star Wars Celebration. And I'm like, this isn't the venue for me. It really isn't. So I reached out to a place called Unsung Brewing. And I got to tell you, Ian Savage and Brian Klein.
You reached out to a brewery? That is shocking.
It is shocking, yes. So they got back to me, and they're like, we would love to have you here do your thing. So you're starting the night with the Boonta Eve and RFR, and you're ending the trip at a brewery with Machtails from the Cantina. I mean, it's a perfect fucking bookend, man. That is a perfect bookend. We are going to be feeling so tired and so exhausted.
Do we know when the Celebration show floor ends on that day?
You know what? We don't, but they close at 8. And I'm like, you know what? If we show up like rock stars a little late, we'll get it's a Sunday. I think Celebration is. See, here's the thing. I needed to release the time, and I knew Celebration is dragging their feet. There has been lack of announcements, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, this event is free. Sean's going to be there. Tyler's going to be there. Brian Klein's going to be there. Hopefully Barry's going to be there. We can get a Babu Freaks thing going. Maybe Jimmy's going to stop by. I don't know. Maybe Dan Matson will stop by. Regardless, it's going to be a fun event. We got a shit ton of swag. I'm spending too much money on swag for this event. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm excited. I do want to share the poster. If we could see the poster for this event. This is Machtails from the Cantina live. This will be the very first public appearance. We've done it live in the Wampa Cave several times, but this one, first ever appearance, the debut, if you will. And my good friend and fellow Patreon member, Barry Harmon, had designed a poster for me for Machtails Live. And it's got the Kenner border, it's the live logo, and it's got the special offer. But if you look at the label, he was clever enough to put like a peeling off effect. And I'm like, I dig it. So we're gonna have posters of these to give away, along with a shit ton of other things. Sean, I'm sure you're spending a good chunk of change on swag this year. What are you doing for swag?
It's still in progress. All I can confirm right now is a patch. That's all that if there's going to be there. I usually try to do a couple different things. A patch for sure. The design has been finished. I'm actually going to have 2 patches. I'm going to have the patch that I was originally going to give out for 2020, and then I updated it for 2022. Kind of did a redesign on it, and then might have some buttons, some pins. I might usually I put together a mashup, Mando mashup little mini trading card set, but I might have to forego that one that this time around.
So we were talking on the phone the other day, and I love it when we talk on the phone. I recorded some of these chats that I'm going to use on Patreon, the podcast episode, and some that you and I and Alfie did, real fans of the Saga reunion. We're going to do part of the Inside the Vault.
We got to have a part 2. We got to have a part 2 of that one with Alfie.
Yes, we sure do. But you would confess to me that instead of bringing 3 costumes out there, you were just going to dial it down to 1.
I may still bring 2, but I'm really thinking to myself, like, I've been bringing 3 costumes, wearing a different costume every day, and the Mando costumes, they're armored, so they take up a lot of space in the bags. And I'm traveling from Chicago to California. That's not easy to do. I remember when I did it in 2015, it was a major hassle because I wasn't just bringing costumes for me and Lisa. I was also bringing, I think a costume for Alfie and a costume for, I don't know. I didn't have anything for you, but it wasn't just me and Lisa. So Lisa had 2 costumes. I had 3 costumes and a costume for Alfie. That was, plus all the helmets. Yeah, it was way, way big of a hassle to transport all that to California. So
everybody can see this. Where?
What's that? Oh, on the real fans of the saga.
Real fans of the saga. Kevin Lyle is tuning in. And Kevin's a big part of ICCC in Nashville. That's what ICCC in Nashville. I've been asked if I was going to go to that. And Kevin, thank you so much for tuning in. I was going to go to that.
What's up, Kev Meister?
But my feelings on it is it's too close to Celebration. I was not super excited about Celebration. One, it's in Anaheim. Not a big fan of the convention center there. But I do have to say, I am super fucking excited about official picks.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. Official picks. We all know the shit show that was Topps when they first came on board. They made some course corrections and things ran a little smoother when they were in Chicago. But official picks, they've been doing the autograph area since.
Yeah, Kevin was debating on going to. He was debating on going to Celebration. I don't know if this is off the record, but we reveal some things like that here. I know Kevin was disappointed with. It's off the record. He was debating on going to Celebration. Let's just say that. But he is, and I'm glad I'm going to be having some beers up there with him.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing you there, Kev, buddy. But yeah, and one of the things I'm always excited about hearing about official picks is they always produced a binder. We usually with whatever the official Celebration key art was, and there was limited, they always usually sold out the first day, but they were awesome to put your autographs in, put your 8x10s in, and it's just a nice little commemorative thing. Topps, they just phoned it in when they showed up for Celebration. They didn't have nothing, as far as.
You know what? Okay, as a baseball card fan, not a collector, but a baseball card fan, Topps, they were okay. I did like the quality of the photos. They were even a step up above official picks, in my opinion, which official picks photo quality is off the charts. They actually had access to the Lucasfilm archives. I didn't like the little hologram that I get on my baseball game used merchandise that was included on the 8x10s that I had signed. But here's the thing. Aside from the binder, I love Philip Wise as a fan. He is a Dave Filoni. Okay? He is a fan, first and foremost. He understands how it goes. He will get some guests, like the third stormtrooper from the left. The guy in Rogue One that was in the jungle scene that
I'm keeping my fingers crossed for the praying mantis from the Cantina bar. That's what I got my fingers crossed.
I know. I have a shit ton of autographs, and I don't have his. That would be a good one. Yeah, I am hoping that there's not only is official picks returning, but I'm hoping that they can resurrect the magic, and I hope that they're able to keep their prices reasonable.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
Tops kind of jacked up the prices.
Yeah, I mean Tops. I mean, being the big name that Tops is in the world of trading cards and stuff like that. I mean, there is no bigger name than Tops, and so I personally actually was expecting more from them when they were running that area, and it just was
Oh, it was a
disappointing
nightmare.
all
It
around.
was a nightmare.
Oh,
If we did not have Jason Ugin helping us out with VIP, with Sean, you have VIP. My feelings on VIP, Jimmy Mack cannot justify spending that kind of money. I wanted it. I had VIP for Celebration 4. It was different then. It was different now. Hopefully my exclusives go on sale online so I don't have to put all that pressure on you for you to help me out.
well, I think you know what, they kind of did that in Chicago, if you remember.
Chicago was a very well-run operation, I felt.
And some of it they were experimenting with the app and being able to purchase your Celebration Store stuff through the app and then just go pick it up without having to wait and go through the store if you didn't want to. And it was a rough go. The app most of the time didn't work, but when it did work, it was fantastic. So I'm hoping that they bring that back and they make everything that's in the store available. And it works out. Hopefully they got them, and if they do that, that they have plenty of stock to back it all up, back all the orders up. But yeah, I'm excited to see the first round of stuff they posted. It's kind of interesting. This Attack of the Clones logo is kind of cool, but I think I'm excited to see what else they come up with. Like when they were in Chicago, they had all those cool Chicago centered theme shirts, like the Blues Brothers and Route 66 and pizza, deep dish pizza and things like that. I'd like to see them come up with creative stuff like that.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, right now the Celebration store sucks. It's horseshit. I don't even think the Celebration, the Attack of the Clones shirt is that cool. It's not worth freaking out over. It's not worth spending money. No, it's not worth.
It's decent. I like the key art. I know you don't like the key art that much, but I think the key art is really.
The key art's horseshit. I don't know.
I like it. I think it's cool.
Do we have a photo of the key art, Tyler?
What don't you like about the key art?
Maybe the hype, because 2020 was canceled, and I've been waiting so long for this event. I mean, it's.
I guess then I should ask, what were you hoping to see? I mean, this is very artistic, stylized. If you look closer, you see every part of the franchise is represented.
Okay, I got to correct myself. I don't want to say this is horseshit art, and we're only getting a fraction of it. We're missing the top half, right?
Yeah, we're missing the top half.
But I don't want to say this is horseshit art because I am not an artist. But I see is it who's it in the?
That's Luke in the middle. Then that's Luke, and then Ahsoka, and then the Mandalorian with the Grogu on his, and then I believe that's Darth Maul, and then
these are shadows. There is nothing appealing. There's no detail in this. I'm going to be critical on this art. These are shadows. This is almost a sketch. Tyler, let me see the key art for Celebration 1, for example. Let me see that. That one is a beauty.
So I get it. I see where you're going with it now. You're more of a I want it to look like Drew Struzan poster kind of thing.
Not even Drew Struzan, but I want to have it look as good as it did in the past. Like when I first saw that image, I was like, holy shit, that is amazing. I've never seen anything like that before. That's beautiful artwork. It's on my wall in my hall.
Oh, without a question, yeah.
Celebration.
But see, I can appreciate that just as much as I can appreciate the 2022 key art for different reasons. But that's just the artist. That's just you don't have the artist brain that I do. That's probably why.
I create art in my head, as a lot of you know. But as far as the Kevin's an artist. What does Kevin think if he's still tuning in? Celebration 1 versus the new key art. I don't know. If you look at all the past key art from Celebration, I was very, very disappointed. Very disappointed.
Well, that's your right to be disappointed. I think it's cool.
am I going to buy a shirt?
Yes.
Yes, but I want to buy a shirt with Boba Fett doing a skateboard trick.
Which was that was cool. Yeah, the riding the wave in Orlando kind of deal.
Yeah, Orlando. He was on a jet ski. I mean, there was. He's not a fan either. He's not a
there
fan.
You go.
Of the
Okay. It's simplistic. Yes, it's not as detailed as previous years. It's a simplistic design, and it's more like graffiti art, really.
I hope that my prediction is right. By the way, I am going to seal my envelope, and I'm going to open this up after Celebration. But I hope that this celebration isn't just thrown together. We have never waited this long ever for any announcements. Finally got the announcement from Official Picks. That's not even a celebration announcement, really.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Philip Wise going, hey, man, we got to get the ball rolling here. Let's put out an announcement.
And then you were talking about it being a carbon copy at ICC. Almost at the same time they announced the celebration with Anthony Daniels, they also announced that Anthony Daniels is going to be in Chicago for the what's replacing Wizard World Fan Expo. And so he's going to be at that. And I think, Grief Karga is going to be at the one in Chicago also. And so they got some Star Wars pieces. So if you miss them in the celebration, we'll see them in Chicago.
Giancarlo Esposito, right?
Yes.
Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah, I believe so.
Here's the thing about guests, and being a fan like you have for so many years, I want to see new faces. And if anybody's going to do that, it's going to be Official Picks.
Oh, for sure.
I've met Anthony Daniels 100 times. I've met all those people before, numerous times. I interviewed some of those people.
Well, then that's money saved for you, isn't it?
It is money saved, yes. It is money saved. Kevin says at least the art doesn't have sequel. Not a standard sequel.
Cheers, Kev. You're right on the money for that. They know what's going to sell, and they know what's going to sell on the poster, and that ain't it.
I really wish that Lucasfilm would go balls out with celebrating anniversaries. Like, why not have some Attack of the Clones key art for the 20th anniversary? I mean, 20 years, that's a big deal. I felt like
they had the Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
they had that. Yeah,
they got some love.
But there might still be something. Remember that celebration? They had that poster that was a commemorative for 10 years of Phantom Menace. They might still have something like that in addition to with the artwork you saw on those T-shirts. So it's still early. We're
still early. Well, no. As we say in baseball, when your team sucks at the end of August, it's not early anymore.
yeah, right. Yeah, we're kind of getting to the ninth inning here when it comes to planning our trip out there. I do remember, though, before Chicago, it was like a month before, that's when most of the guest announcements started to file in. Almost right up to the day one, I remember things being announced. So
I love the fact that you always send me info. I mean, I feel like I'm first on your list. You're like, hey, I see some holiday merch. I got to tell Chris. Hey, there's a celebration announcement. I got to tell Chris. Sean, before I wrap up the show, I teased that we're going to talk about Obi Wan. We have not talked about that. We will talk about that. We're going to talk about that now. Before we give away, Tyler, do not end the show. Yes, hurry up and call my name. I'm at a bar. He's at a bar. He's at a bar watching Machtails. Dan, spread the love at the bar. I need to send you some coasters so you can pass them out. Sean, initial reaction on the Obi Wan trailer before we go.
Exciting stuff. I'm looking forward to see what they do with it. I mean, it's more Star Wars. It's Ewan McGregor. I mean, he was one of the key things that I loved the most about the prequels. I mean, he nailed it. He took the character of Obi Wan and made him such a fantastic character. When you look at the movies overall, like between 1 and 6, Obi Wan seems like more of a bigger star than we realized, and that's because of Ewan McGregor's performance. So I'm excited to see what they throw at us with Obi Wan.
When I first saw it, I was driving in the car, I was listening to Duel of the Fates, I was listening to the Battle of the Heroes.
That music made that trailer. I'm telling you right now.
I came home and watched that trailer, and I'm like, oh my God, there it is. This is some of the best Star Wars music ever written. Ever. Better than the Imperial March, better than the main opening theme. Just some brilliant. I don't know what John Williams was on.
See, there you go. There you go again. There you go again.
I don't know what John Williams was on, but when he wrote Duel of Fates and Battle of the Heroes, that guy was he was on a different planet. I mean,
John Williams is John Williams. It doesn't matter. It's like comparing your favorite Beatles songs. They're all awesome, okay? They're just all awesome.
Yeah, I disagree, because there are some John Williams pieces that are like, oh my God, you can't top this. And I remember people were like, oh, I like Ray's theme. I'm like, dude, Ray's theme sucked. Ray's theme sucked. You want to go back to the prequel era of John Williams? That stuff was so brilliant on a completely different level. I think in a way that there was so much hype around Star Wars Episode 1, that music and that video probably had a lot to do with that, but that music did not disappoint. That music was better than the movie. And I do love Episode 1, but that music was just so beautiful. When I saw the Obi Wan trailer, I made a prediction before I saw the trailer. I'm like, I don't care. Fans are mad. They're mad about Book of Boba Fett. Said, you know what? I don't care.
They'll always find something to be mad. They'll always find something to be mad about.
They will always find something to be mad about. But I figured, if Obi Wan sucks, it can't, because Ewan McGregor is in it. That is the reason why that is going to be great. That is one of the reasons why the prequels were as good as they were, as much as I love them. That is the reason why.
So basically, what you're saying is if Obi Wan sucks, it's not Ewan's fault.
No, no, Ewan McGregor is going to be great, man. I am looking forward to it. Hey, Sean, we're going to ramp up Women's History Month. Who is your favorite Star Wars female character? You got to pick one.
It's always Leia.
Not
always Leia. It's always Carrie. It's always Leia. It's always
Carrie. It's always Leia. All right, Sean, thank you so much for joining me on the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully Boston Dan's name is in here. Sean, your name's not in here because you're not a Patreon member yet. All right, the name is Ian Savage. Ian's kind of a lucky guy. Has Ian tuned in? Is he tuning in tonight? Only Tyler is reading the chat, and unfortunately, I am not reading any Facebook comments. Thank you for those of you that tuned in to Facebook Live. Ian Savage, you're going once. You're going twice. I will read your comments on Facebook after the show. I want to thank Tyler Page. I want to thank Suds for being a producer. Also, Michael Wistock. Also, Kurt Holman. John, are you still with us? I know you were too. John Drake. Not John Zancanaro. John Drake. Going once, going twice. I know Tyler's looking forward to having some beers with Drake out in Anaheim. Hey, speaking about Tyler, is your dad tuning in? Jeffrey Page is one. No, Tyler, you cannot claim his prize.
I can't claim his prize?
No. All right. Hey, Tyler, stay with me.
I'll stay with you.
Brandon Wolgast, he is new. He's an old-time supporter, but new to Patreon. Brandon Wolgast. Tyler, who is your favorite female character in the Star Wars world?
Padme. Absolutely.
Padme. You answered that quickly, brother.
I love Padme. Attack of the Clones. I just watched Attack of the Clones this week. So hot. She was lovely.
She is probably the hottest female Star Wars character.
She's smart too.
In all of them. Brad, are you tuning in?
He was here earlier. Oh, not
Arizona.
Brad, yeah.
Brad's getting back from Arizona. He said he was going to tune in. He got a lot of baseball, sun, and drinks out there. Brad Riverdale. Brad going. Look at if you support on Patreon at $5 a month, you get the podcast Inside the Wampa Cave And then Tyler, have we ever drawn this many names?
No. I think we should just end it. Go to my dad. Give it to me. I'll pass to him. He'll pass it to me.
Tyler, expectations for Celebration.
Oh, I'm just gonna have a great time, man.
I love that, man. Great.
I don't
great
care
time.
what happens. I'm gonna have a great time.
Glenn Nelson. Hey, you know what though? You know what I like about this? We are killing two birds with one stone. We are giving Patreon supporter shout outs right now.
Yeah.
I feel like the credits should be rolling, This is like Jeff Ellis. Jeff out of California, San Francisco. He will be at the RFR Bash. Remember, guys, tickets go on sale tomorrow. Tomorrow to the public. Unless you're a Patreon member of theirs, I'm looking forward to having some beers with Jeff. Jeff is going to be at Machtails Live at Unsung Brewing. Oh, shit. Look at who won.
Finally.
Tyler, you're the winner, man.
Finally. My dad won.
And that is obviously not rigged because I drew like 12 names before yours. I
don't even know what do I win.
Tyler, thank you not only for your support, but your time back there. What's more stressful? Taking the calls for RFR or behind the magic curtain on Mocktails from the Cantina?
Probably taking the calls, man. There's just
calls?
Yeah. RFR is a different beast.
It is. It is a different beast. And I don't want to be put in that same category.
This is just, it's kind of laid back,
everybody grab a drink. Let's have a good time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. So
there's nobody to disappoint. There's nobody to piss off.
Yeah, who knows what this will turn into? But yeah, maybe at some point I'll be freaking out about this.
Well, it's funny because I freak out every live episode. Dan, I'm sorry you didn't win tonight. Maybe next time. I freak out at every episode. I still feel like there's dead butterflies in my stomach. Chip Orlikowski, have a good celebration. Chip, we are going to be doing a lot of celebration content before the show. There's a lot of stuff on the list that I did not get to tonight. We will get to it next time. I really wanted to stay focused on doing a live show based around a movie. But Tyler, you gave me the idea when we were out at Brad's gig to talk about Celebration, and I could not help myself to take that and run with it.
I think about it every day, dude. So,
it's really the moment, right? We're living in the moment.
It's right here.
I like your prediction, though. Have a good time. Here's the thing. You don't want to overthink your celebration plans, and you don't want to have it lead to disappointment, like the Book of Boba Fett for some of you. Stay away from the headcanon of Celebration. And it's going to be hard for me to do because I've been to 11. This is my 11th Star Wars Celebration, So, I went to Chicago, right?
Oh, yeah, I went to Chicago. This is going to be my second. ICC, I'm going to be at there, and that's going to be great, I'm looking forward to both.
Really, really fun, yes.
Equally and in different ways.
So. Tyler, I got to backtrack a little bit before we end the show. And I feel like I've repeated that line a lot tonight. It's hard to leave, right? It's hard to end the show. Expectations, okay, Celebration, have a good time. Favorite female Star Wars character, Padme.
Yeah.
Padme. You're gonna miss a day. You're gonna miss.
I'll miss Thursday. Thursday was a soft start in Chicago, so I'm hoping it's kind of a soft start in Anaheim.
But you gave me words of advice. I want everybody to pay attention to this. Super important. Make sure to stay hydrated on Wednesday. That's my advice.
Oh my God, yeah.
But do not get too drunk that you fuck up day one of Celebration.
Yeah. You're going to be at RFR. You're going to be tossing them back. Just make sure you toss a water back too, because you don't want to.
Tyler, I hope you're right that everybody's going to buy me drinks for my birthday.
We'll figure that out. I'm sure it will happen.
I think there's going to be a line of drinks for me. It's like, am I going to have to finish them all? I don't know. I got to stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. All right, Tyler, love you, man. Thanks again for joining the show. Thanks for your help, your support.
Thanks for having me, bud.
Guys, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank all my Patreon members for their support. $2 gets you the podcast. $5 gets you inside the Wampa Cave, the podcast, your name entered into the raffle. I'm going to seal my prediction right now for Celebration Anaheim. And we will catch you guys next time on Mocktails from the Cantina. Be well, be safe. Chut, chut, and choo-choo. So long, everybody.